Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Tuesday the 9th of April. Thank you for joining me. I'm using the Cosmic Tarot for today's reading. Let's have a look at what the cards want you to be aware of. So I'm just going to shuffle them a couple of times. The Princess of Swords, the Hanged Man in reverse, and the Two of Cups. The Princess of Swords is a court card. Court cards consist of pages who really have no idea how to handle the element of air, which swords represents. The princes and princesses are coming to terms with it and they're getting some control, and the kings and queens are liberated from the element. They control the element, not the other way around. So swords represent thoughts, ideas, communication, making decisions, and looking to the future, having a sense of freedom, feeling like you can learn and do anything that you like, and really you are the master of your own destiny. No one else is going to decide for you. This princess, she is very stern looking, and she is dressed in this yellow cloak. It's kind of this metallic material. So there's a fundamental hardness to her. She doesn't act with her heart. She doesn't come from a place of love and compassion. Even the diamonds on her ears are cold and they seem unfeeling. So what she's interested in is really making decisions based on merit. I'm going to South Africa because the weather's nicer, and I'm going to spend November until February there so that I'll avoid the dark hours and the bad weather in Europe. I am a judge and I am choosing to rule in the defendant's favor because they have a better case. I am not going to spend this money on this product because it's incredibly overpriced and it's ridiculous, and I know what it should be priced at, so I'm not going to buy this product. So it's all about logic, reason, and communicating the truth to other people. We have Mars in Gemini at the moment in terms of the astrology, so that's somewhat aggressive. And she also looks somewhat unfeeling and cold and not aggressive, but she's certainly stern. She's certainly a formidable force. If you're someone who really struggles to assert yourself and you find it hard to say no, there's that thing going around on the internet which always, it's either a picture or or like it's a meme basically, and it says no is a complete sentence. And no is a complete sentence, and some of us struggle to say no and would rather say yes I will, or maybe, even when we have no plans to do something, just because we don't want the discomfort and the awkwardness of that moment of no, I'm not going to do that. She has no problem saying no. If there are people you need to stand up to, or if there's something that you've got yourself into and you really don't want to be in that situation anymore, you can say, I've changed my mind. The answer is now no. And I've got the prerogative to change my mind and to communicate whatever I want because I'm a free person. That's really important about this card, that it's freedom. That she may look stern and all of that, but ultimately her big thing is that as the Princess of Swords, no one tells her what to do. She's free. She can live her life in whatever way she likes. And the sword comes out of a lotus flower. So it's hard-won experience. Her ability to think and to decide and to judge, because she does judge things. She's critical. She's judgmental with the pricing of the product. She knows that because she has worked in retail for a while, and she knows that the product is ridiculously overpriced. So it's hard-won experience. If you're someone who's super, super aggressive in the way you speak and you boss people around, and you've been accused of being manipulative or a bully, or that you overpower other people, that you don't let them speak, that you interrupt them, be aware of the Princess of Swords today. She's with you, and she's going to give you permission to completely let loose. So if you don't want to, overpower the conversation, if you're aware that you can be somewhat pushy and you don't want to be pushy, then be aware that there's a likelihood that you will have those traits really come to the fore today. And again, you have a decision to make. You have the freedom to decide whether you want to use your strength of will and your ability to communicate to get people to do something you want, to stop them from doing something that you don't want. And it's all about personal choice. The Hanged Man is in reverse, and when he's in reverse, he becomes a living saint. The Hanged Man is a criminal who has done wrong, and he's being punished for it by the society that governs the laws of the land that he lives in. And he's committed a crime, and he's punished for it, and he loses his life over it. When the card is upside down like this, the criminal ceases to exist, and what's in his place is a guru, is an enlightened, ascended master. Someone who knows that the universe is made of love and joy and peace, and he's got this halo around him. He understands the universe. He understands that what you give out, you get back. He understands that there is this greater loving force that governs everything, and that he really doesn't just have to answer to the laws of the land that he lives in. He has to live by the spiritual laws of the universe, and he doesn't have to. He doesn't feel obligated. He wants to, because he understands them, and he realizes that if he wants a fun, diverse, loving life, that if he puts out love and joy and kindness, then he will receive that, and he will have freedom in his life as well as structure. So again, it's about choice. He can either stay and enjoy the structure and love that he has in his life, and that he pulls towards him, and that's attracted to him, and that comes and seeks him out, or he can journey and travel. Same way the Princess of Swords can go on a trip, on a journey, because she decides. They do that for different reasons though. She's practical about things and decides to get herself out of the way, because let's say she goes to Bora Bora. She wants to go to Bora Bora because she feels that she's worked very hard, she deserves a break, and she has the money to pay for a lovely holiday, so she's going to go. The Hanged Man in reverse would go on a trip to spread his message of love, and he would try and get as many people to understand what the universe is about, because when you understand what the universe is about and you align yourself with the spiritual laws of the universe, then your life tends to work much more easily, and different areas of your life just click into place. Money, physical health, love, all of those things start to work for you once you figure out what the spiritual law is governing each area of your life. And he has now discovered this. The Two of Cups, so beautiful. Casablanca, Ingrid Bergman and Humphrey Bogart kissing here. It's the minor arcana version of the lovers, which is the major arcana version of love, true love with a soulmate, a twin flame. The Two of Cups is a temporary love, a love that's destined not to last, but to enrich your life and to fill it with beauty and to teach you something. I love how the halo of each cup stretches out and becomes one joint halo, and the two become one, and all around them blossoms flower. And isn't that interesting that I was just talking about the spiritual laws of the universe? The spiritual laws of the universe is where there is love, all around there will be love too. So they are like, what they're doing is they're watering the spiritual garden simply by being in love and by kissing and by joining forces. And that's why these cosmic flowers are opening up and thriving, simply because they have found that they love each other and that there is an amazing chemistry and connection there between them. It isn't forever. This is a love that's going to come to an end, and it's about teaching each other something and giving each other an experience which you're going to treasure for the rest of your life. And it teaches you about what this feels like, and that you can be more than yourself, and that you can have love for humanity and for the planet. And it may teach you some practical things as well. Like your partner may move house in a totally different way than you're used to. You're used to packing up boxes and breaking your back and hiring a van and moving. And he may, in a dapper way, just hire a company to pack everything up for him, to deliver it to his new house and to unpack it on the other side. And she may be stunned by that. She may be like, wow, didn't even realize that was an option. So we've got very different cards here. We've got freedom from a cold and unfeeling but experienced place. We've got love and freedom from an understanding of the universe. And you do need to use your intellect to understand the universe. So this freedom of thought is best used when it's aimed at understanding the spiritual laws that govern our existence here on planet Earth, rather than making big decisions in the here and now. So use your great intellect to try and figure out some of life's mysteries, because if you do, you're going to connect with something that is either going to be a love, so a romantic love that appears in the shape of another person, or you start to figure out things about the spiritual law of love as it applies to you in your current incarnation, and why it works or why it doesn't work. If you're someone who is a victim of abuse and you've suffered from that in the past, and you now put walls up, and that's why you can't attract a partner, and you're wondering, wow, why can't I attract a partner? You have no idea that this wall is there. Then using this crystal clear vision of the Princess of Swords will show you that there is a wall there separating you from other people. Or if you have grown up, a lot of the love stuff goes back to what we experienced earlier in life. If we grew up feeling like you can't trust anybody, then you really never give anything away, and people only get to know you, or people are only able to give you something if you give something. It's like a handshake. I extend my hand, and I actually have a hand, so that you can extend your hand to shake it. So you've got to have something to give something. If there's nothing to give, then you're going to struggle. So love for yourself. Maybe that's what you understand, that you've been incredibly hard on yourself, and you now become enlightened in the sense that, wow, I have come through all of this really hard stuff, and I've really been so hard on myself. I've become this ice queen, and I've not given myself a break or even realized how far I've come. And I can actually relax today, and I can realize that I am an amazing person. I've made super difficult choices. I ought to love myself for having achieved all of that. And by loving yourself, you're able to understand love in itself much more. So how you can connect with someone or something else to extend your influence and to bring more love into the world. And whether that's by being open and knocking down that wall for other people, or whether you show your love through floristry, or whether you want to be a humanitarian and start a foundation or a charity to help people who are in poverty. And that's the way you express your love, because you feel that you have the experience and the know-how to set up a business like that. Then that's what this day teaches you. I really think that the key word for today is self-care. 1 and 12 is 13, and 2 is 15. 1 and 5 is 6, and 6 is a temporary opportunity. Temporary opportunity to be enlightened, to understand a spiritual law around love, the spiritual law of love, and how it applies to your particular situation. Because it's going to be different for everyone. The law is the same, but it's going to affect you differently than it does someone else, because you come at the topic with all of your experiences and all of your thoughts around that area of your life. So take care of yourself today. Love yourself. Learn how to love yourself, or become willing to love yourself today if you've never considered that. It's the key to everything else, because the universe is made of love. So you can't really go wrong with this. If you start to love yourself, you open up, or you unlock the doorway, and you take the key, and you have the power to really open up everything else in your life. So that's a really good place to start. Maybe a wonderful form of meditation comes into your life today, and you're like, okay, I'm going to give that a try, and you connect with a higher love. Have a fantastic Tuesday. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to order your reading. I use the tarot, astrology, and numerology in my personal readings. Have a fantastic Tuesday, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.